What is up, guys? It is January the 12th, and we're just going to go through our trade breakdown that we took on earlier this day during the New York session. I did advise everyone not to take a trade today, but I definitely did not listen, and I did take a trade. But just through experience, it was a very textbook trade in my eyes. Basically, when you're trying to trade Monday, you really want to see what last week did specifically and base that towards Monday's logic, right? Specifically with the daily candle. So if we actually look back to what last week did, you could see how we expanded higher, taking out this relative high right here, and then we came back down, forming an SMT right at this low with YM, and also forming a PSP right here. If we go to YM right here, if you look at YM right here, this candle took out January 6th's low, while NQ didn't, and we actually closed as an up close candle on YM, while NQ did not, and it actually closed as a down close candle. So those are the two signatures of my reversal that I would like to see specifically for a continuation higher. As you can see that we mentioned on our analysis breakdown on yesterday's video, that I wanted to see these highs being taken out. As you can see, this is relative equal highs right here, guys. This is generated liquidity that failed to tap into this inefficiency, and we actually expanded it the opposite way from it. And now you can see how we're now turning back around from it, now trying to target this, right? So this is literally the easiest draw right now. So which I'm not surprised that we did not take it out, because clearly it is the day before CPI. So it's not don't expect some like great expansions towards that, especially because we had a very extended overnight range from last night. So it's not showing expansion, specifically because you could see by this daily candle right here how large of a wick it is, right? When you want to see expansion, you want to see a small wick, something like similar to this, similar to that, and then you can see the remaining of the day within the body of this candle is an expansion, not like this, right? So when you're trading something like this with an overnight range, you want to at least target like 50 previous days, the equilibrium of the previous day's range, or the opening of the daily candle. So going back into that, I was anticipating a continuation on this daily candle because of basing off the Thursday's reversal signature, and then you could see Friday's closure. We were bullish, closing above the previous day's high and closing above this down close candle. Now going back onto the 4 hour, we did have a, and you know what, let me just do the replay, because just so you can see the previous day's low right here. We did have an SMT right here. We also had a C2 closure right here on this 4 hour. I think we also had another SMT. Yes, we did. Look right here. So another confluence for the reversal, specifically right here within this 2 a.m. 4 hour candle. We had the closure back within the range, C2. Now we're anticipating the 6 a.m. open to be the C3 for the continuation higher. First target would have been the inefficiency of this 4 hour, and then most likely back to the equilibrium of this previous day's range. Going on to the 4 hour here, let's just go right here. Let me just fix this up here. I hate when TradingView does this. We could see we had a nice reversal on the hourly right here, right? From expansion to expansion, right? We had this nice down close candle right here. Very clean draw for me. I wanted to see a nice retracement back and a continuation higher. 8 a.m. of course, once we took out London's high, what did we do? We had a new phase of price. So from expansion to expansion, we accumulated within this hourly candle. You can see it a little better on the 50-minute. You can see how we just started moving sideways here. So understanding this, guys, is that there's always going to be new phases of price once liquidity is taken. You can see how once we rated a high here, we expanded lower, manipulated it, and then we had expansion. So a V-shaped signature. Once we were able to take out this high and also closing above this hourly order block, we had a new phase of price where we started to consolidate. You can see how we generated some liquidity here, and then we had that 915 candle being rated the consolidation, the lower end of the consolidation, a closure back in it, and then we had that expansion higher. So looking at this actually within the 9 a.m. candle, you can see first step is first. What did we do within the 9 a.m. candle right here? Sorry, 8 a.m. candle. We formed the PSP. That is my first signature here that I noted within this order block here. And this is where we wanted to execute to figure out a trade. Once this SMT confirms the PSP, which confirms the reversal, right? So we had that nice reversal. Was it with, well, ES? Basically, let's see, the low 6,964. So we actually formed literally equal lows right here, but YM was the one to show the reversal right here. Clearly it rated the whole range from the 6 a.m. open lower. So we had that SMT right here, which actually happened, I think, at that 9:15 a.m. candle. If we go right here, let's see if it is. Yes, it is. So you can see what happened right here. 9:30 was actually the candle to do so for the YM, but we also indicated that as the SMT with ES as well, with the equal lows. After that, once we noticed this closure here, I jumped into my 5-minute. Sorry, it was actually the 3-minute. Once I got that SMT confirmation, I wanted to see a V-shaped reversal, which you can see we had right before the 9:30 driver. We had this order block right here, a V-shaped reversal, and this is exactly what I took the trade right before the opening. Stop loss at the SMT low, and then targeting a nice 2R, which was right here. And that was basically it for the trade. It was a very quick trade, as you can see. Was able to attack this this high right here, but overall you can see how the market maker model played out. Consolidation, manipulation, first stage distribution and accumulation, and then the second stage back to previous day's high. I wish I was able to hold this, but yeah, I was not expecting this for a Monday to see this great expansion here. But overall, that's basically it, guys, for a Monday session. It was a very good trade, textbook trade. You could see how we had a classic protraction for the daily profile. Like I mentioned before, Asia consolidated, London formed the low of day, which we confirmed with the double the SMT. Then we had another two-stage SMT with the 6 a.m. candle, right? So a lot of confluences for this upside move. Was not looking for bearish. I wasn't looking for shorts, just due to the fact, like I mentioned earlier, that what Thursday did and what Friday did to end off the week. So we were basing Monday as a continuation candle back higher. So that is basically it, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll most likely live stream the CPI. I might not be recording for CPI, but I'll record for the 9:30 open because I will not trade CPI. I'll let it play out, and then we'll see what 9:30 does, and then from there, hopefully hopefully CPI doesn't take our objective. So then we have still a draw in liquidity for us to attack once we get to 9:30. Overall, guys, that is it. Have yourself a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.